I, on behalf of Mokshatan Yog Sansthan, welcome you all to the fourth session of Day 1 of Global Yoga Conference. For this session, we are honored to have among us Dr. De.Devketu ji from USA. Dr. De.Devketu ji, MD, PhD, is head of Dev Yoga USA. His passion for teaching and educating about the Asian practice of yoga spans more than 30 years. Dev ji has taught various influential leaders over the globe for years to follow. Dr. Dev K. During his session on reversing age through yoga, scientific explanation today. I request our Guruji and Director of Mokshatan Yog Sansthan, Adarniya Acharya Pratishtha ji, to kindly welcome Dr. De.Devketu ji and say a few words.
Thank you. Dr. De.Devketu ji is a beautiful combination of tradition and each and every session of his is an enriching experience for our listeners, for our viewers, and topic that he has taken today is a beautiful one because everybody wants to stay young, everybody wants to reverse his or her age. But this question is always in mind, is it possible? If yes, then how? So I'm sure all of our global audiences are going to get their answer today from very eminent speaker, a medical doctor, and a very senior yoga expert, Dr. Devketu ji from USA. Without taking much time between you and our eminent speaker, I would just say, um, not just enjoy this session, listen, adapt, and make yoga a part of your everyday life. Then only you can get positive results. You can be happy and healthy in your life. I'm thankful to Dr. Devketu ji for accepting our invitation and for being a part of this Global Yoga Conference 2022.
Hello all, Namaste. I'm De.Devketu from Dev Yoga. Today we are going to talk about the age. We are going to discuss about why some people age faster than others and some people stay younger forever. So let's understand a few of the points. What the aging is, how we can prevent it, and what are the measures we can take to slow down our aging process. First of all, let's understand the aging. There are 4 different types of ages. First one is called chronological age. Chronological age is your age, what it says in your birthday certificate, on your driving license, on your Aadhaar card, or any other document where it shows that when or what date you were born. That is called chronological age. Second age is your appearance age, how old you look. Some people might be 50 years old, but they look 30 years. And some people are 30 years old, but the poor guys, they look like they're 50 years old. The third one is called biological age. So biological age is that functions of your body's organs, how your heart is working, how your lungs are working, how your liver is functioning, how your stomach is functioning, how your intestines are, how your brain is, how your neurons are, and how your hormones are working. So all these determine your biological age. And the last one, the fourth one, is called psychological age. The psychological age is how and what you think how old you are. Some people think that they are 40 years old, even though they are 30. And some people, they think that they're only 30 years old. But on a chronological age perspective, they are 50. So how can we stay young? How we can slow down the process? That's what we need to understand. First of all, we need to understand how our body is made. Our body is made more than 32 trillion, not billion, T as Tom, 32 trillion cells. And out of those 32 trillion cells, our neurons, which makes our brain, made out of more than 86 billion billion cells. So see how many cells we have. And each cell has a contribution. Like we have a brick, and that one brick can make the whole building. If you remove part of that brick or a couple of bricks out of the building, it may fall the entire building. So that means these are different types of cells that makes our body. Mainly there are three different types of cells in our body. One is called labile cells. Labile cells are like our skin. Our skin sheds all the time. If sometime you rub your skin where the little light is coming through the window, you can see the cells flying in that little light. So it's very important. Some people, when they don't take shower, that means the dead cells of their skin is sticking on their body, or that sticks onto their clothes and that starts stinking. So it's very important to clean your skin in order to keep it clean, in order to smell good. Second type of cells are called stable cells. Stable cells are, they change or they regenerate when it is required, like our liver. So liver cells, even if you cut part of your liver, it regenerates. So some of the people, they go through the surgery and part of their liver is removed, but they still functions. And like also we have renal, means our kidney cells are the same way, which multiply whenever it needed. And the third type is called permanent cells. So permanent cells, they never change. That means they never multiply. Once they're dead, they are dead. Like a heart cells. If someone has their heart, part of their heart dead because of a lack of supply of blood, then they have permanent damage. So that is called permanent cells. So when we have these three different type of cells, how we can keep them intact, or we can stop their death so we can live longer, or we can, as long as we live, we can live healthy. So how we can do that? Let's discuss about it. First of all, let's understand why the cells die. At the high level, if we think why our cells die, the first reason is your age, no doubt about it. If you age, slowly no one can stop that, but you can slow it down. Second, if you live in the area where there's a lot of pollution, there are some of the cities, there are lots of pollutions. If you live in the city where there's a lot of pollution, or an area where there's a lot of pollution, pollution could be coming from the vehicles or factory or any chemicals around you, definitely you will have your cells damaged. Third one is we say the tobacco. That means the cigarette, or in India, a lot of people use BD. I remember hookah. This is all tobacco use. Or even if you smoke weed, which is recreational medications, they call it. So they also damage your cells. And not only the cells of your muscular, but your internal organs. Like a smoke, there's hardly any cancer in your body that does not happen by smoking. Smoking can cause your kidney cancer, of course, the lung cancer is the first cancer, main cancer, your mouth cancer, your blood cancer, all different type of cancers can be caused by smoking. Then alcohol. Alcohol consumption also makes your cells damaged. And the last one, we can say a malnutrition. The people who eat bad food, they don't eat good food, definitely they are going to age faster. Other than that, there are some of the theories. Theories means they're still under research and they're still trying to find out how it is done. Like some of the theories, they say that your cells are already programmed when they are going to be turned off, after they are turning on. So once they are turned off, our cells are going to die. And other one is like your endocrine theory, which is according to age caused by changes in your different hormones. Then second is theory is your error in your DNA. So DNA means when the cells is made a very small particle of cell, which is DNA. If your DNA has any type of error, sometime if you have a genetic diseases, that means there's some error in your genetic or in your genes, or it might be coming from your previous life. Other theory is called biochemical theory. That means biochemical theory of aging is that when your cells, which is called glycosilation, when you have a lot of sugar attached to your cells, so that is going to be damaged. Like, for instance, people who are diabetic, first of all, their retina of their eye damages. So that means the sugar damages your lot of cells. And that also generates your damage, it damages your cells. So there are so many other theories, the protein, the metabolism of your body, and like a heat stroke, like a lot of people get skin cancer, skin damage because of the ultraviolet light. It might be any exposure to X-rays, a lot of X-rays, the people who don't protect themselves, but they are all the time exposed to any type of X-ray, ultraviolet light, then they can be also radiation. They also they're susceptible to any type of cells damage. Okay, now let's go next to what we can do to prevent your cells damage. You know, according to the research, women live longer than men, and that's a fact. Why is that? That women live longer than men? You can see a lot of men, when they get old, their wives still survive, even though they are about the same age. One of the reason is the hormone. So man has the hormone. We are men because the hormone called testosterone. And the women are women because they have estrogen. So these estrogen and testosterone, these two different hormones, differentiate between male and female. When the conceptions take place in womb, we all are women until the hormones start differentiating our internal organs. So that when testosterone starts secreting, we become male. And if it is continuous, the estrogen, then it's a female. Second one is that it is considered women are more diet conscious. Not in every single country. I'm not going to say that every single woman is conscious about their diet, but at least in the countries who are literal countries, the women are more conscious than the men. Other one is that if you see the boys driving or male driving on the highway recklessly, so you will see the male will be driving less safely than women drive. And also, women try to go to health club. If you teach yoga, you will see majority of your students are female as compared to male, because they are more health conscious, they understand more. So what can we do to slow it down? So let's go through one of the main topic we are going to talk about, how yoga can help. But before yoga helps, let's talk about other measures we can take. One of them is you need to eat a nutritious diet. So focus on fruits, focus on whole grain, focus on vegetable, lean protein, and you should avoid any processed food. Processed food means which is not natural, like we eat a lot of cheese, or if you eat a lot of McDonald's or anything like that, which is the processed food. Second is always stay active. Exercise at least 4 times a week for 30 minutes. That's 5 times a week, actually. I would even recommend personally 6 to 7 days a week, whether it's a moderate or intense exercise. But out of 5, 6, or 7 days, you must have your 3 days intense exercises where your heart rate goes up. And next one is avoid tobacco. Don't smoke, whether it is recreational smoking or cigarette smoking or hookah smoking. There are lots of hookah bar in Western countries, and it's always harmful, and definitely your cell will damage faster than the people who do not smoke. Then also, sometimes we ask people, okay, how often do you see doctor? I was checking today with talking to a friend of mine, and that person had a COVID. And I asked if that person was vaccinated or not. Then she said, no, she never went to a doctor. So that's another mistake we make. We should always go for checkup every year, at least once a year, to know how your heart is functioning, how your blood sugar is, how your other organs are, because sometimes it's too late. You don't even know that you have a high blood sugar. That means you are diabetic. And once you have some of the organs already damaged, then you find out, oh, that was the cause. I wish if I would have known that before. You will not know until unless you go to doctor every year. Then you should know the history of your family. If you have a history of diabetes, you need to be more conscious. If you have a history of heart problem, so you should be more conscious to avoid such a thing which can damage your heart. Also, you always engage your brain in different activities, not only the same activities all the time, but in different activities. Our brain always stay young if you learn something new, something different than what you learn every day or what you have learned in your life. So you need to train your brain every time for something different. And also when there's a lot of sun outside, to keep your eyes safe, have a UV protective glasses, your sunglasses on. Now let's talk other reason. One of the main reason which damages our cell is cortisol. One of the hormone is called cortisol. Cortisol is steroid. Like you have a somewhere pain or you have any type of disease, they give you steroid. Why they give you steroid? Because that protects, that heals, but at the same time, it damages your cells. So what happens in your blood? You have a high cortisol. Why do you have high cortisol, first of all? One of the main reasons of high cortisol in your blood is stress, the tension. If we cannot live without tension, we cannot live without stress. But if you are not able to control your stress, if we are not able to direct in different way, if we are not able to calm down and continuously our cortisol is high, what happens? So what happens? You get high blood sugar. And high blood sugar means, again, diabetes. So that's one of the reasons we need to control our cortisol. What else happens? You definitely, when your cortisol is high in your blood, is your cell damage. All those cells in your body, over 32 trillion cells, start getting affected by high cortisol. You start gaining weight. You can see some of the people have a really round face and their midsection of their body is big. So that means their cortisol is high. Some of the people, they have a thinning skin. They have their muscles weak and you look older, 15% older than what your age is. So that means if you are 30 years old, you will be looking 35. So that because your cortisol is high. So what can we do, which is very harmful, this stress hormone, cortisol? So let's talk about it finally, how we can prevent our cell damage, how we can control the cortisol. First of all, we need to understand there's another hormone which is called BDNF. BDNF. BDNF means brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It's one of the hormone derived in your brain. And when is it derived? Let's talk about that one also. But first of all, what that hormone does, it's completely opposite to cortisol. What it does, we have our DNA. When there's a DNA, I mean, in every single cell, we have DNA. And each DNA has a little tail at the end that is called telomeres. So those telomeres, longer you have those telomeres, longer you are going to live. So as we age, those telomeres, they start getting shorter and shorter. And if your cortisol is high, then they will be even shorter. If you're smoking, they will be damaged. So that is the part of cell we need to protect. So brain-derived neurotrophic factor hormone that protects our telomere. So that's one of the factors. Second is, when we are born, we have already neurons in our brain. But as we get older, as we get adult, we replace all those old neurons when we had in younger age. But some people have a new neurons develop more than others because your neurotrophic, brain-derived neurotrophic, BDNF hormone. Also, third thing it does is that it keeps you away from your depression, your anxiety, your negative thoughts. It's very difficult to keep away if you are in not right environment, if you are smoking, if you are drinking, if you are exposed to different chemicals, that you can keep your brain intact, or your telomere intact. So what happens when you have this hormone, Bdnf, then it protects you from everything. It keeps you happy. It keeps your thoughts positive. So how yoga helps to keep Bdnf high in your blood? So the study has been done. The people who have practiced yoga for 6 to 12 weeks, they have high Bdnf in their blood. If you do 3 months yoga, then definitely it changes your life. It changes your thinking. You become a positive thinker. Your skin will be glowing. You will be active. You won't be lazy. Second thing is that when you eat lots of vegetables and fruits, then also, and you live in pollution-free cities, in environment, then you get more Bdnf. Meditation, definitely, it generates a lot of Bdnf. And the pranayama is very important, which is the breathing exercise. You must do breathing exercise in order to bring your high level of Bdnf. What else can we do it? There are 3 different types of, or 3 different ways we can do yoga. One is you stretch, simply stretch. That is more like not very active, but definitely it's very helpful. Second is where you have your heart rate going up, which is we call it cardiovascular exercise. And the third type of, we call it strengthening. So if you combine these 3 different types of exercises in your yoga practice for 6 to 12 weeks, you will find a big difference in your body. Some of the studies have shown that the people who practice yoga, they look 8 to 13 years younger than what their chronological age is. So let's suppose if you are 40 years old and you practice 3 months of yoga, you will start getting younger. You will be reversing your age. I have my group. I teach yoga here in New Jersey area. I'm surprised that people who started practicing yoga 10 years ago, they still look the same. None of them, not even single of them, looks older than when they were 10 years ago. So that's how powerful yoga is. Also, studies have shown the yoga with meditation, your lifestyle, means the good food, nutritious food, and pranayama. If you combine all of them, your DNA telomere got longer. I mean, they have found that in studies, surprisingly, yoga makes you look younger. It reduces tension. It reduces your anxiety. It reduces your stress. Because of it increases your Bdnf, your hormone. So what you should do, at least practice minimum 3 times intense yoga. Intense means combined with push-ups, combined with squats, combine some burpees, and definitely other types of physical exercises. Second, you must practice your pranayama, your breathing exercise, such as Kapalbhati, Anulom Vilom, and there are some Agnisar, Bandhas. You should practice all of them. And third is meditation, which is very calming. The people who meditated for a few weeks, their brain waves change. They are calmer and they are more peaceful and they are healthier. So if we take all these measures, we can prevent our cell damage, and also we can get younger. And at the same time, we can be happy, we can be peaceful, and we can live long. As long as we live, we stay happy, healthy. And that's what my message is today. Thank you very much.